Hi English 110 students. I wanted to make a short video about works cited entries because this will be part of your annotated bib assignment. So, really quick overview of your works cited page. Here we're looking at an example from Student Voices, the essay that we read on the influence of social media and eating disorders. Two things that I want you to notice about the works cited page. It is alphabetized, so we can see that we have Burke first and then Clark, and then also it has what's called a hanging indent. For the hanging indent, the first line of each source is flush left, and the second line, or if there's 2 lines or 3 lines, those are all indented. And the purpose of this is that I can scan and see the author's last name or the first words of the sources really easy, and everything else is indented. There's a video on how to do hanging indents, so if you need help with that, watch that video. So as you're making your works cited entries, I have some tips for you. So one thing that you might want to do is you can use a citation generating machine, and that just saves some time. So there's one on the OWL's website, that's great, and you just paste in the link and it creates a citation. But make sure that you check it for accuracy because it's not 100% accurate. So let's look at what that might look like. Let's say that I decide I also want to write about eating disorders, and I find this article on Time magazine about COVID and how it presents a challenge. So what I would do is I would go ahead and copy the URL from the top of the page, and then here when I'm on the Purdue website, here it is a page on a website, so I can just go ahead and paste in that URL, click Cite, and it's going to go ahead and search for me. So I'm going to have to click a few things here. So I'll go ahead and say Cite. And then here's what we found. You might have to add something. Continue. Complete. So it's a lot of clicking. And here we have it. So I can go ahead and copy my citation. And it's pretty accurate. So in this case, it did a great job. And I would just want to go ahead and paste that into my annotated bib and also onto my works cited page. Another thing is if you're on the library website, you want to look for where it will cite it for you. So first you have to go ahead and click on the article. So here, and then you're going to see something that says citation. So we're going to click on that, and then it gives us some options. MLA, yes, that's correct. And then we'll go ahead and we'll copy this and we'll paste it. So it's going to get you pretty close, and it's a great time saver. But you want to check it for accuracy because there might be some mistakes. So for instance, it has this ... We don't want that. That's one little mistake there. And we might find other mistakes too, but this is a great starting point. So sometimes what people will like to do is they'll like to just start with a citation generator, and that's great. Other people might want to go ahead and just use the MLA citation template that puts all the information you might have about any source on there, and then you just squeeze it together at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. It's linked on Canvas. So for MLA, no matter what kind of source you have, you want to include all the information that's available, and then you squeeze it together at the end. So that's another option. You might go about it in this way if you prefer. So if I have a page on a website, sometimes I might not have an author, that's fine. So anything you don't have, you just leave blank. Title of source, use quotes around short articles or pages on websites. And then title of container is, the website. And then the URL, you delete the HTTPS, but you leave the www. And we don't have any of this information. Date of access, it's not required, but it's recommended if the content might change. And then at the end, you just squeeze it all together, and that's what it would look like. I have another example here for a scholarly journal article. So here, if you have more than 3 authors, you use et al., which is the abbreviation for and others. So I have last name, first name, et al. I have the title of the journal article. I have the title of the container, which is the journal. I have the volume number, the issue number, publication date. In this case, the location is the page numbers in that journal. The title of the container, I found it on Academic Search Complete. DOI, which stands for Digital Object Identifier. Usually journal articles have this. And then you just squeeze it all together and add your hanging indent, and that is your citation. So that is another approach that you might use as you're deciding how you want to approach citing things. And then another approach is to just decide what kind of source you have and follow some of the templates that I have on the handout, the annotated bib handout. So if it's a newspaper article, you're going to have the author, title of the article, this will be the title of the website, publication date, and then location. Date of access is optional, but nice to include for newspaper articles because the content's not going to change, so you can leave that out. And then the date will be European format, so 9 October 2019 instead of October 9th. So day first, then month, then year. So that's another option. So you can look on the annotated bib instructions for some examples for what a page on a website with no author looks like, for what a scholarly journal article found through a database looks like. So check that out if you want to, or use citation generators. There's many different ways to approach creating your citations. I want to end with just a writing process tip. So I really encourage you to make your works cited entries as you go, because that's just going to save you time in the long run. For your annotated bib, you're going to make 3 of them already, which is great. As you find a new source that looks great, use that Cite tool on the library website. Go ahead and take a minute and create your citation. And then your in-text citation will match whatever the first words are in your works cited entry. Usually the author's last name, but sometimes the title of the source is what you'll have. And as you're researching, keep track of which quote is from which source. So you might just start a Google Doc and have your works cited entries, and below it you might paste in quotes. And this can really help you stay organized as you're researching. Thanks for watching this short video, and I will be giving you feedback on your annotated bib for your MLA citations.